Hey guys, and welcome to this week's TarotScopes. This is going to be for my fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And as always, if you stay until the end of the video, we will have a general postcards from Spirit for all of my fire signs. And as always, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button and that bell. That way you get notified for when I upload any new content. So let's begin. I already have the cards lined out for Aries, and in this case, it was what came through was Dolphin Spirit, Bobcat Spirit, Cat Spirit, and Owl Spirit. And what I find interesting is that we have two cats here, and these two cats, remember, cats are very independent. They're kind of loners. This particular, the bobcat particular is more of a nocturnal creature. You only see it when it wants you to see him, and it's usually too late. And in this case, it's trying to say that there is some things going on right now. We're piecing together with the dolphin spirit. We're piecing together some information that we're coming across. And there's that last little bit of information that is really, really key, that no matter how hard you try, for some of you guys, Aries, no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to figure it out. And maybe it's just not meant for you to figure it out, at least not yet. And, there's so much stuff going on, so much pressure, so much knowledge that you're trying to learn, so much information that you're trying to gain, that you're getting really cloudy and foggy headed. And, that cat spirit, again, going back to that cat spirit and independence, it's like maybe you got a little bit too much going on and you feel like, this would be like my 10 of Wands kind of feeling, where we're overburdened. We feel like we have to rely on other people. But what happens when you can't rely on other people? It's really making it hard for you to think clearly at this time. And this is going to be a hard week for you. I really feel like this in general. It's going to be a hard week for you mentally, maybe a harder week for you physically. And we may have to lean on other people around us for that support. But that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not independent. It doesn't mean that you can't do things for yourself. Sometimes it's okay to collaborate, especially if there's a lot of information that we just cannot piece together. It's okay to ask for help, if that makes sense. Fire sign, don't be so stubborn. That's normally an earth trait. Come on now. Leo, you're next. This is going to be a very interesting week for you, Leo. It's going to be a week of misfortune, but not misfortune in like a really bad way, but it's going to be like terrible luck. It's going to be late for an event or several events, always hitting traffic. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you already paid. It's the good advice that you just didn't take. And who would have thought it figures? Sorry, I just felt like that fit in perfectly. But yeah, rabbit spirit, right? It's gonna be some terribly crappy luck for you. And it's gonna be a week, with so bad luck that it's gonna be these, we're gonna maybe at the end of it just start popping off at people, just saying words and stuff that you didn't mean. Sometimes being, even though we hate it, sometimes being politically correct is actually a really great way to handle certain situations. Or using, being witty knowing when to use what kind of words and what kind of language. It's very important that we do that at this week, otherwise that unlucky streak will continue. So, please watch your words. Continue to maintain healthy boundaries. This is my dancing space. That is your dancing space, Maintain these healthy boundaries. Continue to set healthy boundaries. It's really a good time. It's an auspicious time for you to, and we don't want anything crazy to happen at this time for you, Leo. So make sure we put up those healthy boundaries. We keep them up for a little bit. There are certain things, certain people that maybe you feel like haven't been loyal to you, or you haven't been loyal to them. Really analyze this situation at this time, because we don't want to lose anybody. We don't want to lose any friends. If we've promised things to people, we want to make sure we stay on top of that. So make sure you check your schedule. Make sure you inventory all of the things, all of the promises, check in and see what's going on, okay? Make sure we deal with that. I really don't like these cards for myself as a Leo. This is not going to be a fun week for me. I'm scared now. All right. The next one I've got is Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Your cards just keep falling all over the place. All over the daggone place. Interesting combination. Very interesting indeed. You've got a couple of cards that decided they wanted to pop up. Not just 4 this time. We've got 5 cards. We've got 2 air in the reverse. We've got an earth spirit, 2 earth spirits rather. We've got a water spirit. We've got all sorts of stuff going on, right? We're not having a lot of fun. I feel like maybe we're doing a lot of research here, Sagittarius. There's a lot of learning going on. There is a lot of people who are taking advantage of you and the use of your knowledge and intelligence. It's very hard for you to be able to go out. Well, obviously go out. It's hard for everybody to go out and do things at, during this crazy time that we're living in. But even harder so, you're finding yourself hard to even meet people online, talk to people online, or maybe go to small gatherings with your family, people that are going to be okay. But you have been diving deep into a lot of knowledge and resources, information in that regard. If we are talking to people, it's usually because we've got questions to ask them, getting clarity on things that we probably need to know more of. We really are taking the lead this week and taking the charge of and taking charge of all of the things I don't want to say has been put to the side, but I feel like it's all of the things that we may have asked other people to do or to help and they never followed through. So now it's like, okay, fine, you don't want to do it, then I'll take care of it, I'll handle it. Okay, Sagittarius, it's like, it's fine, whatever. So we're taking lead, we're taking the charge, we're helping other people and not making enough time for fun. It's like all work, no play. And I understand why. We like having that clarity, we like having knowledge and information, being able to plan, but that's not what's happening right now, Sagittarius. It's not. So we need to find a way to add that in. We need to find a way to incorporate those things back into play, okay? And if you stayed this long, then you know and you remember that I do have a general message for all of my fire signs. So this is from Postcards from Spirit. Dearest fire signs, We here on the other side have one important thing to declare. Love is the answer to literally everything. We don't necessarily mean romantic or erotic love, although there are wonderful, but sometimes above and beyond that. Because there are lots of different ways to love, guys. There really are. When you tell somebody that, hey, you love them, it doesn't necessarily mean it's like, oh, I love you, you know, and then you just want to spend the rest of your life with them and it's romantic and stuff like that. There is a level of love that's very platonic, that friendship love, that the bond that you would have with parents, with children, you know, with your child, with your aunt and uncle. These are all different kinds of love. Love that you know, like I said, with friends, best friends. They're all different kinds of love, but it's love. Everything alive in this world was first created by love. Spirit sends love to animate life and birth it into existence. Love is without conditions, and it is based on the reverence and the fierce and joyful respect of life. Life thrives when you focus on it, and we want you to turn away from anything that causes it to wane. Love is when you no longer see yourself as others separate from, better or less than, etc. When you act as love, you give permission to the world to thrive and grow as it will. Can you let go of what is not love and ask, what would love do? Love is waiting for you always and forever. And that was our message for our fire signs. I hope they resonated with you. And even if they didn't, if I gave you a laugh and put a smile on your face, then I did my job, right? Thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Namaste and God bless.